The final thing I wanted to say a few words about, Deputy Speaker, is to advise the House why it is that on so many occasions I stand up and make speeches about the different celebrations that are being enjoyed around Australia. Sometimes they're faith-based, sometimes they're cultural-based. Sometimes they're my faith, sometimes they're the faith of others. And it's interesting, whenever I put one of those speeches up on social media, if it's a message, for example, about Ramadan or about Holi or about a series of different celebrations, I'll get the comments straight away. "Oh, I didn't hear you in that speech mention Christmas. Why don't you ever say anything about Christmas and Easter?" And then at Christmas and Easter time, when I put up messages about those celebrations, and with Easter often I have to put up two because of the different Orthodox dates, the message that comes back, "How dare you try to impose your faith on me?" I think we all need to understand Australia is a nation of 24 million stories, and they're all as Australian as each other. They come in two broad forms, either stories that have always had their heritage on this land ever since the first sunrise, or stories that at some point have come here through immigration. But they're all Australian. I'll always resist being told, instead of saying Happy Christmas, you should say Happy Holidays. If what someone is celebrating is a holiday, then I'm really happy for them to wish me a happy holiday, if that's what matters to them. If what matters to them is that they're celebrating Hanukkah and they want to wish me a happy Hanukkah, I think that's great. And I'll wish them a happy Christmas. And when we have carols in my local area, at Wiley Park, the place will be full of people, and from the way that they are dressed when they come to those carols, it's pretty obvious they're from a range of different faiths. And last Saturday night, when for the first time we closed Howden Street in Lakemba during Ramadan, and the street was packed, and there were plenty of people there who were there to eat the different food from different cultures, and plenty of those people had not been fasting all day, me included. But they'd come because that sense of invitation we offer to each other is itself part of being Australian. So since I issued the invitation for people to come down to Lakemba any day of time of night during Lakemba, one other member I have seen there, I won't give him up, from the other side of politics, and it was very good. He was there on a private basis, but came. And the invitation is real. And what I'd encourage everybody to just think about is we either end up with all the different cultures of being a nation where we tell some people they don't belong, or going down even the American path of assimilation, where you often don't wish anybody a happy anything other than happy holidays because you don't want to offend. There is no offence in generosity. There is no offence in embracing each other's celebrations. Those of us who don't have a First Nations background here on this land still appreciate the welcome to country. All of us can take the goodwill of a Christmas message, of an Eid message, of a Hanukkah message, of a Deepavali message. And with that, we actually build that sense, not of everything pureed into a soup where all the ingredients come out the same, but a salad, where every ingredient keeps its identity, but together we form this flavour that's distinctively, uniquely, and proudly Australian.